So you know I had to stop by the EventTide booth this year, and I got to see Misha, which is a Eurorack sequencer, and also got to learn a little bit more about some of their pedals they had coming out, because you know I love the H9, which you can see me using here with Jizza and the Funky Nomads in Red Rocks. So let's get into EventTide at Namm 22. So Tyler from EventTide really helped me out. He got me interview with Leon, who was very gracious and showed me Misha and showed me how it worked as an instrument and sequencer. So we're over here at the EventTide booth, Namm 2022, and we have Leon from EventTide, and he's going to show us this new product called Misha, which I'm very excited to see and hear.
Yes, hi. So what we've done, we're calling this an interval-based instrument and sequencer. And what that means is it's kind of a different approach to playing a melodic line. So with a normal instrument, if you have a particular pitch you want to hear, you play the key or the note for that pitch. But here, everything is related by intervals. So, for example, if you want to play a scale, so you're going up and down. So I'm hitting -1 to go down, +1 to go up. You can go down by twos. You can, you go down by twos or go up by 3. And so it's just a different way to kind of get around the scale. You can then change the key and scale you're in. Here's pentatonic. You know, what I was doing with C major, that was like the white keys. Right. This is all the black keys, F sharp pentatonic. So again, you know, you kind of fool around with it and you come up with these patterns. You can kind of move around very quickly.
Wow.
Then you can record what we call a tone row, and that's going to give you all the notes of the scale you're currently in some order that you play. So it's...
Wow.
I'm going to... Yeah. And then you can change. Play it backward. You can play it backwards. You can play it with random intervals. You can play it forwards, then backwards. These are kind of interesting. Here you're playing the same pattern, but on each repetition, it's going up 1 note.
Wow.
And then you can also do a transposition. So now it's transposing on each repetition, going by the circle of fifths. You can see the note changing there. So these are pretty unusual things for a sequencer to do. Usually you hear the same notes over and over.
Over and over again.
We have 100 factory scales built in. You can see there's quite a lot of scales here, and some of them are microtonal. So you get some really crazy sounding things out of it. If you were to play, let's see, here's a 20 note scale, equal tempered. And this is kind of a growing thing now, especially in the Eurorack market. This is a Eurorack unit, which means it fits into a case this size.
Right.
We're actually getting our sounds from another unit altogether via MIDI, but this also sends out gate and CV. You can send a clock in to trigger your sequences and be in time with other units. So if I play, this is just a kind of a quick pattern I'm playing in. Let's see. So you play something like that, you can start to get variations on it by going through it in a different order.
Right.
So it's kind of a crazy creativity generator. You know, you could then combine that with this transposition thing, you know. So it's kind of a way to keep your sequences interesting, because otherwise you're hearing like the same thing over and over, you know.
Right.
So those are some of the things you can do. Anything you like, you can save it to a preset for later and play it back.
It's very cool. So is the idea... Do you think somebody would try to use this on their pedal board? Because I see the other pedals next to it.
Right. Yeah, so, you know, this is sending signals to create tones from this unit, and now we're sending them through reverb and delay. These are all EventTide units.
Right.
And so, yeah, it definitely enhances, you know, you can hear the This is not the best speaker we're hearing through, but
Right.
the reverb on there, and you know, it's some of these sounds are really cool because I can imagine someone writing a movie score and just kind of generating something with this.
Right.
You can add some rhythmic variation by adding rests into your into it, and there's this kind of this tripletty thing. I don't think.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah. You know, you can really get some variations going, and you can also take whatever you're hearing, try it in a different scale, and it will be a different pattern, similar but different. You could even add these are chords. It's like I say, with this speaker, it's a little hard to hear, but
Yeah.
you know, you can get different chords going, and then again, you sending out. There's 3 pairs of gates and CV, so you get 3 notes of the chord being sent out.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's just kind of a crazy experimental tool to you know, give you new ideas. I think that's
Right.
one of the things, because there's definitely things you can do with it. Like I play keyboards. There's things that you immediately can do with this you would never be able to play on a keyboard. But for me, the real advantage has more to do with the ideas.
The creativity.
The creativity, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very cool new stuff coming out. Is this out? It's not out yet, right?
Yeah, it will be out sometime this summer. It's going to be $5.99. It's a Eurorack unit. I think we're going to have a way to put it in a case if you're not a Eurorack person.
Okay.
For a little bit more money. But basically, the Eurorack people can use it because it's got the gate and CV, and if you're a MIDI person, you have a MIDI out as well.
Yeah, very cool.
You have some remote control via the CV ins as well. So
once again, this is the Misha from EventTide.
yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
So we're here with Christian from EventTide, and he's going to show us some of the latest and greatest with the pedals from EventTide. As you know, I use the H9, but he's going to take us through some new stuff.
Okay, so cool. So yeah, hey, what's up guys? This is Christian Colabelli, product manager of effects pedals from EventTide. And we just basically came out with these .9 pedals, which are like essentially some of our greatest hit algorithms that are located within the H9.
Right.
But now they're in their own compact, intuitive form factor.
Got
So
it.
you have the tangible aspect as well, which is, you know, we have so many customers that are so different. Some people don't need, you know, the H9 is the kitchen sink.
Yeah,
Some people just want easy accessibility. And what I've found is that these pedals kind of open up a world in themselves, you know?
Right.
So yeah, let me just give you my dry signal here. Here's just a nice clean tone, right? I'm going through the micro pitch right here, which is basically, think about it like 2 different pitches and 2 different delays. I have it set with a mix all the way up, and I'm just pitching it out 11 cents either way, so you get this super wide stereo spread. So, hear that?
Yeah.
Now if I bring in some digital delay with that too.
Yeah.
So super
Very cool.
wide sounding, yeah. And then, okay, so following in that path, we have the Tricera Chorus, which is, if you love chorus, this is the pedal for you. It pretty much does, it's a Bucket Brigade style chorus,
Yeah.
but it'll do like an old school Boss C2 style chorusing. It's got a vibrato on there, and then it does chorale mode, which is like the rack choruses from the 80s, the
Right.
Phearnone rack chorus. So let me just show you what that sounds like. So again, see, super wet sounding.
Yeah.
Whereas that micro pitch was dry, now we got this wet chorus. So and then we have this dedicated swirl button on there, which actually adds like a kind of like a level of phasing, like almost like a univibe. So
Right. Oh wow.
you know, like super
Very cool.
chewy, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving along, we got the Ultra Tap, which is, man, Ultra Tap is like a sound designer's dream.
Yeah.
It does a little bit of everything.
Right.
Okay, so you have it kind of blurs the line between reverb and delay, but you also have like tremolo capabilities, glitch, swell, So here is just like a nice like little. See how it's ping-ponging back and forth? Yeah, man. So like, kind of following on that trail, if I do like a, you hear how it's going back and forth there? So if I get like an arpeggio thing. Okay, so check this out. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's all one pedal. And then if I just keep going along there, it's even got like a nice tremolo. So.
Very cool.
So I mean, that's one pedal right there, and look at all
a lot in there.
look at all the sonic territory we just covered. Okay, so moving along, Black Hole is like the ethereal reverb of all ethereal reverb.
One of my favorites in the H9.
It's essential, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this started off in our DSP 4000. It's been featured in a lot of famous movies like Prometheus and Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
So yeah, let me just make sure, because we had this set up for someone else. I like it for like, again, that sound. Again,
Yeah.
ethereal reverb. And then what I like to do is run it with like, I'll run it with some dirt,
Okay, yeah.
and I'll actually use it for like tremolo picking.
Yeah.
So I'll do that
Nice.
kind of stuff. Yeah,
Nice.
man. It's like super. All these things are super usable. And as you can see, I'm just going down there, and I don't know, just experimenting, man. And
Right.
It's accessible, and that's something like you can do that on the H9, but it's a totally different world.
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
here, you have the tangible controls. It just offers a different platform
Right.
for certain users.
Right. So can you run MIDI through these as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
MIDI via TRS. You can use just a MIDI to TRS cable. You can use MIDI to a TRS box.
Yeah.
Easy.
Nice.
The H9 can actually control those pedals. The H9
Oh, wow.
functions as a master
Right.
through and a slave. So it's like, it's pretty unbelievable, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, I use a Morningstar through the
oh,
H9.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's the best, man.
Yeah, I love it.
We love Morningstar.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. They're just killer. It's killer tools.
Yeah. And these are. What,
Oh,
what's
okay.
that?
The Rose is, wow.
Yeah.
The Rose is like the Rose is its own different world. That's like a hybrid analog digital delay. So
Okay.
the delay line is all delay. The delay line is digital, but you're sweeping a variable clock. Well,
Okay.
so I know that sounds like, what is this guy talking about?
Variable.
But it just allows you to kind of achieve like crazy analog delay tones with digital control. So just for instance, if I just have like, let's see what's happening with this thing. Somebody had this on a crazy setting, so.
Right.
Okay, so check this out. So here's just a nice like analog warm. See how warm it is as opposed to the digital delay here?
Yes.
So,
Got you.
okay,
Yeah.
so now if I hit this hot switch here, you can get an A and B on each setting. So check this out, like one of the things that you can't really do with analog is reverse.
Right. Haha, that's.
know, you got that crazy stuff. So now if I switch back and I start to do that sound design-y type stuff again, and I get the feedback all the way up here. So
Very
that's
cool.
all just some crazy granular stuff there.
Yeah, I would go crazy on violin with that.
I think you could, yeah. And then that's really what this thing is meant to be, like an experimenter's delight.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I mean I'm just scratching the surface there. We could go all day on the Rose.
Right.
It's tough to tame it. It's tough to, but it's cool. So that's just basically, those are all our new kind of pedals, man.
And this right here is just your power supply
Yes,
for.
so we have a collaboration with Paul Chucks, Cioks. That's
okay.
Chucks. He's a mad scientist, power supply designer, and this is the Power Max. We also have a Power Mini as well. That it's a smaller version that runs in conjunction. But this is under a pound. It's under an inch.
Yes.
It's super quiet. It's the quietest power supply I've ever used.
Wow.
I've taken it all over the road playing. And used it in weird power situations.
Right.
You have switchable to 9, 12, 15, and 18 volts, and then 660 DC on the first couple channels, and it's just absolutely killer, man.
It's nice. I don't think I've seen this. It can go underneath as well.
Yeah, we just have it just to show it off. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. When you mount this under the board, you don't really realize that it's even there because of it's basically weighs nothing.
It's light.
It's under a pound. I mean, what power supply can you find that has that type of power capability? And then also the accessibility with the Power Mini to open up 4 more different outputs. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, Christian, I really appreciate you taking us through this light rundown because I know the pedals can get deep.
Oh, dude, we could have gone. I just tried to give you a greatest hits, man.
Right. I appreciate it.
No doubt. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks. Cheers.
Yep.
Dude.